So guys, today I've got 3 easy 0% fat Greek yogurt recipes for you. So let's start out. First of all, we're starting with the high protein chocolate bowl, and all you need for this is pretty much some of your 0% fat Greek yogurt or low fat yogurt of your choice. Pretty much I've been using this for a long time and I really like it. I add some water until I've reached my desired consistency. There I try to aim for something that is quite similar to yogurt, and then I add some sweetener. In my case, my sweetener also has the flavor of a dark cookie crumble cookie of some sort, so that's what I really like. All I do to make this a little bit more filling is add some oat flour. Pretty much it's 30 grams of this, and I really like the consistency it reaches after you leave that in the fridge, but I'm not finished. I add those oats, I mix them in well, and I add some 90% dark chocolate on top. All I do is grate it, and if you grate it, you really don't need a lot of it to make it look like a lot. And I know dark chocolate is an acquired taste, but once you like it, you really love it, and I really like the taste. If you leave that in the fridge overnight, again, as I said, the consistency will improve a lot. That is just one of my favorite go-to recipes, so I can really advise you to do something like this. The next one we're making is a tiramisu, and the tiramisu starts out with you placing the tiramisu biscuits in your dish of your choice. I've got some from IKEA that have some lids that are perfect for meal prepping pretty much, and I like to use those. So the next thing you're gonna add is some coffee. In case you're planning to eat this in the evening, then I'd advise you to use decaffeinated coffee. All you need is just an espresso shot pretty much, and you disperse that among your biscuits. After you've added the coffee, in a separate bowl you mix the yogurt as well as the water until the desired consistency is reached, and then you add again the sweetener of your choice. In my case, it was the dark cookie crumble again. I know what you're thinking. He likes that dark cookie crumble, and that is true. Pretty much the next thing we're doing is adding 15 grams of oat flour. Why only 15 grams? Well, it is quite high calorie, not very high calorie. If you're trying to eat maintenance or bulk, this recipe is great for you, but if you're trying to cut, it's not that perfect. I'm gonna be honest with you, but it's also okay. You know, I'm cutting and I'm still eating this, but I'm gonna tell you it's not the ideal. I'd say the other two recipes that are featured in this video are better for a cut, but that's just a side topic pretty much. Again, we end with adding some chocolate, but this time no 90% chocolate. I've just added some cocoa powder, and that was around 5 or 4 grams. With that, you're pretty much finished. You just put that in the fridge overnight, and here you really need to put it in the fridge overnight because the biscuits will get nice and soft. It will be very tasty. Trust me with this one, it is quite good actually. And I've of course got the macros down there every time I'm making the recipe. So for the last recipe, this is a quite simple one. It's a raspberry chocolate bowl, and for this all you need is 150 grams of raspberries. I let them thaw overnight. If you really don't have any time, you can microwave them, but then of course they are hot, so you're gonna have to handle that in some way. Then you add your yogurt. It's the same every time, so you add some yogurt in a separate bowl as well as some water until the desired consistency is reached. You know what is up. Then I add some of my oats, again 30 grams. In this case, it's always the same scheme as you can see, and then you add some sweetener of your choice. In my case, I'm using the cheapest supermarket sweetener I can find because I really like the taste of this one, and this is just what I love. And again, we're ending it with some chocolate, and I'm adding 12.5 grams of grated chocolate on top to just make the taste even a little bit better. And I really like this recipe because it is quite nice and fruity. It tastes a bit fresher than the other ones. The other ones are just sweet treats, and this is like a fresh sweet treat that doesn't feel as unhealthy, even though the other ones also aren't unhealthy really, but I like the freshness of this one. So in case you've been looking for inspiration, I hope this video has helped you a lot. In case you're looking for a recipe for high protein lasagna, hear me out, I've got one. And if you're looking for advice on how to lose more weight as a guy who's lost 15 kilograms or 33 pounds so far, well, I've got some advice for you. And in case you just enjoyed this video, then consider subscribing. It would really help me a lot. Thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.